First, let's begin by getting into a comfortable position, whatever that looks like for you. Close your eyes. Take a breath in, slow and full, drawing the air all the way down until you feel your chest and belly expand with it. And release. Again. In, out. Let your body settle into wherever it is resting. Feel the points of contact, the places where you meet the surface beneath you, and let yourself press into them a little more deeply with each exhale. Not held up, not braced, simply resting, simply here. Let your jaw loosen. Let your hands open. Let the space between your eyebrows smooth itself out, the way the surface of still water smooths after the last ripple has traveled to the edge and disappeared. Breathe. The world you came from is still there if you wish to think of it, but you do not wish to think of it, not now. Now there is somewhere else to be, somewhere your body already knows is waiting, because something in you has always known about this place, has always carried a quiet memory of somewhere like it, somewhere made of light and water and the patient beauty of things built with great care and great love. Follow your breath there now. The first thing you notice is the light. It is the light of late afternoon moving toward evening, what the Spanish will one day call the golden hour, though here, in this time and this place, no one needs a name for it, because everyone simply lives inside it, accepting its generosity the way one accepts warmth from a fire without needing to explain why warmth is good. The sun is low. Its light comes in at an angle that does something extraordinary to stone. It finds every carved surface, every geometric cut, every latticed screen of plaster, and it fills those shapes with shadow, so that what was flat becomes dimensional, what was simply beautiful becomes breathtaking. You are standing at the entrance to the court of the myrtles, the Patio de los Arianes. It is the 14th century in Granada. The Alhambra rises around you, a palace built on a hill above a city that is, at this moment in history, one of the most cultured and refined places on earth. Mathematics and poetry live here in the same breath. Astronomy and music share the same corridors. The architecture you are standing inside was designed not merely to shelter or impress, but to express an idea, the idea that paradise is not only something to be hoped for, but something that can be built here with water and stone and the precise and patient application of beauty. Take a breath and step forward into the courtyard. The space opens before you and it stops you. Not because it is overwhelming. It is not overwhelming. It is the opposite of overwhelming. It is perfectly, completely scaled to the human body and the human eye, as though the architects measured not in cubits but in the capacity of a person to hold beauty without being crushed by it. The courtyard is long and rectangular. Its proportions are so exact, so considered, that standing within them feels like standing inside a piece of music, as though the space itself has a rhythm, a meter, a resolution that the eye follows and the body feels without understanding quite why it feels it. At the center of everything, the pool. A long, still, narrow pool that runs the entire length of the courtyard, flanked on both long sides by low hedges of myrtle, dark green, clipped into perfect flat-topped walls, their small waxy leaves catching the late golden light and holding it, so that the hedges appear not merely green, but luminous, as though lit from within. Breathe. Look at the pool. The water is so still, so completely undisturbed, that it holds a perfect reflection of everything above it. The arcaded galleries at each end of the courtyard, their white stucco arches and slender columns mirrored without distortion in the dark surface below. 2 courtyards, one above and one below, and you standing between them, real in one world and reflected in the other. The sky is in the pool too, the pale gold of the western sky and the deepening blue above it, and the first suggestion at the very top of the reflection of the colour that precedes stars. All of it held in a rectangle of still water, perfectly still, breathing only when the faintest breath of air moves across the surface and sets the reflections trembling. Gently, briefly, before they settle again into their impossible exactness. Walk slowly toward the pool. The ground beneath your feet is paved with stone, smooth, cool, laid in patterns that your feet feel before your eyes see them. Each stone set precisely against the next, not a gap, not a misalignment. The work of hands that understood that how something is made matters as much as what is made. You reach the edge of the pool and stop. Kneel down, if you like. Bring yourself closer to the water's surface. This close, you can see into the pool as well as across it. The bottom is tiled, deep blue and white, the colors of sky and cloud, so that even the floor of this pool is a kind of sky. The water is clear, completely clear, clean with the clarity of water that has come down from the Sierra Nevada, from snowmelt filtering through limestone and emerging here in this courtyard as something close to pure. You trail one finger across the surface. The water is cool, wonderfully cool against your skin. It yields to your touch with absolute softness, parting around your fingertip without resistance, and then closing again behind it, leaving no trace, as though the pool has accepted your greeting and returned to its meditation. Breathe. Now you become aware of a sound you have been hearing all along, but not yet fully noticing, the way you sometimes realize, in a quiet room, that there has been music playing softly for some time without your quite registering it. Water. Moving water. Not the stillness of the pool, but something else. Thin, precise, deliberate. At each end of the pool, set into low stone basins, are fountains. Small, restrained fountains. Nothing like the exuberant displays you might expect from a palace of this grandeur. These fountains are modest, almost to the point of whispering. A thin stream of water, barely wider than your thumb, rising a hand's breadth above the basin's rim before folding back into itself and falling with a sound so soft you feel it more than hear it. Listen. That sound, the thin fall of water on water, over and over, unhurried, identical each time, yet never quite the same, is one of the oldest sounds in the architecture of peace. The designers of this palace knew that water speaks to the part of the mind that ordinary silence cannot reach, that the sound of moving water covers the sounds of thought, the way a hand covers a candle flame, gently, without violence, simply removing what it covers from the world. Let it do that for you now. Let the sound of those thin streams of water move across your thoughts, softly, and take them with it as it falls. Breathe. The scent reaches you now. You have been aware of it at the edges of your perception since you entered the courtyard. Something sweet, something green, something that belongs to no single flower, but to the agreement between several of them, the way a chord belongs to no single note. Myrtle first. The hedges that flank the pool release their scent as the evening air cools and settles. A clean, slightly resinous sweetness, green and crisp and ancient. The Romans planted myrtle in their sacred groves. The poets of Andalusia wove it into wedding garlands. It is a scent that carries memory in it, even if you do not know quite whose memories those are. And beneath the myrtle, or perhaps above it, the citrus. Orange blossom. Somewhere beyond the courtyard walls, in the gardens that surround the palace, bitter orange trees are coming into an evening bloom, their small white flowers opening fully now in the cooling air, releasing a scent so sweet and so clean and so impossibly layered that it has been considered, in this part of the world for centuries, the scent of paradise itself. It drifts over the courtyard wall and into this space like something invited, like a guest who arrives at exactly the right moment. Breathe it in, let it fill you completely. That sweetness, that greenness, that ancient floral offering drifting on the evening air of a city where beauty was understood to be a form of prayer. Turn now and face the northern arcade. The gallery at the far end of the pool is a masterwork of everything this civilization understood about turning mathematics into feeling. 7 arches, perfectly proportioned, rise above slender columns of white marble. Within each arch and across every surface above and between them, the plasterwork is carved into patterns of such intricacy and such precision that the eye does not know where to begin, and so it simply rests, the way the eye rests when looking at certain kinds of music made visible. The geometric patterns are not decorative in the way that decoration is often understood, something added to a surface to make it prettier. These patterns are the surface. They are the thought made physical. Interlocking stars, unfolding into interlocking stars, unfolding again, infinitely, so that each pattern contains its own continuation, and each shape suggests 10 more shapes beyond it. It is mathematics in service of wonder. It is the human mind's attempt to express, in stone and plaster and the patient turning of a compass, the idea of something that does not end. Look at it without trying to understand it. Let your eyes move across the patterns, the way your hand moved across the pool's surface, lightly, without grasping, following the geometry wherever it leads, and then releasing it and following it somewhere else. There is no hurry. The patterns will still be here when you return your eyes to them. They have been here for 700 years and intend to stay. Breathe. The light is changing. The gold of late afternoon has shifted into something softer, the particular rose-tinged amber of the last light before dusk, the light that painters have always chased and never quite caught. It falls across the carved plasterwork at an angle that deepens every shadow, sharpens every edge, makes the geometric patterns seem as though they are slowly rotating, slowly breathing, alive in some patient mineral way. The pool catches this light too. The reflection in the water has gone from gold to rose to a color that has no name, the color of the sky at the exact moment between day and evening, the moment that lasts only minutes but feels, when you are fully present within it, like something that could last forever. Sit beside the pool now. Lower yourself to the stone at the pool's edge and let your legs rest in front of you. Let your hands rest in your lap. Let your back straighten naturally without effort, the way the spine wants to be when the body is at ease in a place that feels safe. The stone beneath you holds the warmth of the day. All day this stone has been drinking sunlight, and now, as the sun withdraws, it gives that warmth back, slowly, generously, the way good things are always given. You feel it through your clothing, a deep, stored warmth, steady and even, like the warmth of something that has been loved for a long time. Close your eyes within the meditation now, not fully closed, but soft. Let your gaze lower to the surface of the pool just in front of you, unfocused, seeing without looking. In this soft-eyed state, the patterns of the water take over, the faint shimmer of late light across the surface, the barely visible trembling of the reflection when the fountain sends its thin stream down and the rings travel outward, reach the edges, and return. Let your breathing synchronize with that, with the thin stream of the fountain falling. and the rings moving outward, and the stillness returning, in and out, and still, in and out, and still. From somewhere within the palace, through a latticed window or an open archway, carried on the air the way the orange blossom is carried, without effort and without announcement, comes the sound of an instrument. An oud, the ancient lute of this world, its strings plucked softly by someone who is not performing but simply playing for themselves, or for the room they are in, or for the evening that is arriving so graciously across the courtyard. The notes are spare, unhurried. There is space between them, long, considered space, as though the musician understands that the silence between notes is as important as the notes themselves, that music is not the filling of silence, but the shaping of it. You cannot quite make out a melody. It is too far away, too intermittent. It reaches you as something more than music and less than music, a reminder that somewhere nearby, a human being is engaged in the act of making beauty for no practical reason whatsoever, simply because beauty is worth making. Let that sound go where it wants to go, through you and past you and into the evening. Breathe. The first star appears. Look up, or let your awareness look up, since your eyes are soft and low. Locans. Above the courtyard, the rectangle of sky framed by the palace walls has deepened from rose to violet to the first true blue of night. And in that blue, one star, a single point of white light, steady and clear, looking down into the courtyard the way you might look down into a pool. In the tradition of the scholars who built and inhabited this palace, that star has a name and a nature. They mapped the heavens with the same precision they brought to their architecture, the same understanding that the universe is ordered, that order is beautiful, that beauty is true, that truth can be expressed in the language of geometry and number. They saw the same patterns in the stars that you see carved in the plasterwork of these arches. The same interlocking, unfolding shapes. As above, so the stone. As in the stone, so in the mind. As in the mind, so in the heart. Everything connected to everything else by the patient and invisible geometry of being alive in a world that was designed, whoever designed it, with tremendous and inexhaustible care. Breathe. The orange blossom scent is stronger now. As the air cools toward night, it carries scent differently, holds it closer to the ground, concentrates it, delivers it not in passing hints, but in something closer to a presence. The citrus sweetness fills the courtyard now completely, mingles with the myrtle, mingles with the cool mineral breath of the water, mingles with the ancient stone smell of walls that have been standing for centuries. It is the smell of a specific place at a specific hour, a smell that exists nowhere else and at no other time, only here, only now, only in this courtyard, at this particular passage from day to night, when the orange trees beyond the wall decide that this is the moment for fullness, for offering everything. Your whole body is breathing it in. Not just your lungs, your skin, your hair, the inside of your mind, all of you receiving this extraordinary, ordinary gift. Let it move through you like the water moves through its channels, finding every space, filling everything, asking nothing, except that you remain still enough to receive it. You have grown very still. Notice that. Notice the quality of the stillness in your body now, how different it feels from the stillness you might hold in a tense moment, braced and waiting. This stillness is the other kind, the kind that comes when the body decides, on its own, without being asked, that there is nothing to brace against, nothing coming, Nothing required. Your hands are completely open. Your shoulders have descended to where shoulders actually belong, not up near your ears, not drawn forward, but down and back and wide, the way they were made to rest when rest is permitted. Your breath comes without effort. Breathe in, cool evening air, orange blossom and myrtle, the faint stone and water scent of an ancient courtyard. Out, slowly, completely, with the ease of something that knows it will be refilled. In, out. The pool mirrors the deepening sky above it. 2 stars now, 3. The fountain sends its thin stream upward and receives it back, over and over, uncountable times per minute, never tiring, never varying, the same offering made endlessly and endlessly accepted. There is a word in Arabic, the language of the people who built this place and poured their entire understanding of beauty into its walls. The word is sakina. Sakina. It means a tranquility so deep it becomes a kind of presence, a peace that is not merely the absence of disturbance, but the arrival of something, a settling of the spirit into its proper place, the way water settles into the shape of whatever holds it. Sakona. Feel it here, in the geometry of the arches and the arithmetic of the stars, in the thin sound of the fountain and the deep silence behind it, in the scent of orange blossom on cooling air, in the perfect stillness of the pool and the perfect reflection in the pool, and the perfect distance between the reflection and the sky, in your own breathing, slow, unhurried, belonging completely to this moment and no other. Sakona. Let it settle into you the way the day's warmth settles out of the stone, slowly, completely, going all the way to the deepest places. Breathe. Stay here as long as you wish. The courtyard will hold you. It has held many people, scholars and poets and rulers and servants and children running in the morning light, and old men sitting exactly where you are sitting now, watching exactly the stars you are watching, breathing exactly this air, arriving at exactly this stillness. You are part of that long human thread. All those people who sat beside this pool and looked at their reflection in still water and breathed the night air of a garden and felt, for a moment or an hour, that everything was arranged with greater care than they had remembered. The myrtle will keep its scent. The fountain will keep its thin stream. The stars will keep arriving, one by one, into the rectangle of sky above the courtyard. And the orange blossom, patient, generous, asking for nothing, will keep offering its sweetness to whoever is still enough to receive it. Rest here now, in the geometry of a place that was built to remind you that the world, at its best, makes sense, that beauty is not an accident, that stillness is not emptiness, that peace, deep, structural, ancient peace, is available to you, always, in some form, somewhere. It is available to you now. Right now. In the sound of water finding its way, in the scent of flowers offering themselves to the night, in the long, patient stillness of a pool that has been holding the sky in its arms for 700 years. In your own breath, in and out, in and out. Rest now. Let the Alhambra hold you. Let the evening hold you. Let the water's sound hold you. And let yourself, completely, without reservation, be held. Rest.